Hi everyone. Ooh, I'm so excited. I hope you guys are all feeling very well on this Tuesday evening. I know I'm feeling very well, and welcome to our new monthly show, LGBT with Tiffany. So excited to be here. The show is sponsored by the Mark David LGBTQ Center at CCP. And it's a show where we get to know some of your favorite professors and faculty and ask them little silly questions, play some games, really just kiki. So, my name is Tiffany Uma Mascara, and this is LGBT with Tiffany. And I'm so excited because our first guest ever on this show is going to be none other than Dr. Debonair Primus and Dr. Faye Allard. Hi. Oh my gosh, you look so amazing. I love it.
I love your eye makeup. I've been admiring it ever since I've seen it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love your hair. Oh, okay. So, if you could be so kind, but to just introduce yourself, give your name, job title, college majors, and what you do at CCP in your own words.
Faye, you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Faye Allard. My job title is Associate Professor of Sociology, and also I'm the Department Chair of Social Sciences. My college major, big up to sociology. Yeah, you know you want to. I did sociology at school. And what I do at CCP, oh my goodness, so many things. So I teach sociology. You should come and sign up for my classes. I run a fund that can help you pay for your books and materials for college called the FAST Fund. I do that. I work with the wonderful Debonair, and we'll get to this in a second, on the Diversity Certificate Program. And like I said, I'm also the Department Chair of Social Sciences. The last thing I do is when the campus is open, I think I keep the fake Starbucks in business. That I drink. I'm always there. You'll catch me. You'll see me there. Anyway, nice to meet you all.
They'll catch both of us there. We spend a lot of time in the cafe. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Debonair Oates. I'm an assistant professor of English at the college. I teach composition, African-American lit, big up to African-American lit. I also wear a gazillion hats at the college. I won't go through all of it, but just the highlights. I run the Black Studies program. It's 1 year in running. It's amazing. I'm going to talk about it later, but I'm super excited about that. I also run a diversity fellowship program at the college, a program that is centered on diversifying our faculty populations. So more faculty that resemble our students are in front of them in their classrooms, and that's super important to me. And then I co-chair with Dr. Faye Allard the Diversity Certificate Program, which we'll get into later. And my major was English, obviously, in undergrad, but I also minored in African American literature, big up to African American lit, and journalism in undergrad.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so honored to have you both here. And I'm so excited to get to know y'all a little bit better and, have the students get to know y'all a little bit better. So we are going to start. Hi, Kelly. So we are going to start with some icebreaker questions, just break the ice, get to know each other. I'm really excited because a lot of these questions are questions I usually ask people when I first meet them anyway. So it's perfect. So we're going to start with, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not like deep in the zodiac signs, but I'm deep enough. So don't get me started. Okay, Tiffany, because it will just be forever. But I'm a Virgo. I'm a true Virgo through and through. Big ups to Virgo.
Yeah.
Now, I am like a Virgo, but better because I'm
Don't start.
Oh, wow.
I'm the cohort after Virgo. I'm Libra. So apparently I'm balanced and fair and indecisive. I don't know how true that is. I'm indecisive. I can't remember.
I'm like judgmental and type A and need to control everything. But I'm also the zodiac sign of my favorite Beyonce, so I'm cool with that because
Yeah, you can't really be, being the same zodiac as Beyonce.
Exactly.
Well, I am a Cancer, so
Okay.
very in tune with the emotions, very motherly. And I'm really excited because I share a birthday with the one and only Meryl Streep.
Ooh.
And since I'm into theater, that's like my.
Yeah.
So, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. So now, me, I love two things: good food and good hair.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
the next question is, what is your favorite junk food?
This is a hard question.
It is hard because I like all the food.
I know.
Like, give me any food, I'll be happy. But I guess the thing that I really truly can't resist is good chocolate. And the good thing about that is that I quite like British chocolate because that's where I'm from, and it's much creamier. It's a little bit sweeter than the American chocolate. So I rely on people giving me English chocolate, and then I'll just scoff it down. So right now, my family at Christmas sent me a whole load of chocolate, and I've got down to my last bar. So if anyone wants to bribe me, Cadbury's, I'll take payment in Cadbury's.
Yeah, Faye has some connects to some good chocolate. I can say she's giving me some good chocolate. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna cheat on this one, and I'm gonna give a bunch of different snacks because I'm like a snack connoisseur. I call myself like Sophista Ratchet, just period. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would consider myself. And I'm telling you this because of the snacks I'm about to give. So if I'm feeling fancy, I love a good charcuterie board.
Fancy, Deb, real fancy. Look at you.
That's the Sophista part. The ratchet is my flaming hot Cheetos. Like flaming hot Cheetos all day long. They're in my cabinet right now. So it depends on the day. Sometimes I'll start off with a charcuterie board and with some flaming hot Cheetos. But those are my two go-to snacks.
And the wonderful thing about that is that Debonair, you can do both. Like you do both with style. Like fancy. Oh, yeah. What's a fancy?
Mm-hmm.
I would also have to agree with Debonair. Hot Cheetos definitely do just hit different. I don't know what it is. I just love anything red, clearly. So I'm always that. That's always there. So working at CCP, of course, being in Philadelphia, the one thing that Philadelphia is known for is cheesesteaks. And I think it's so funny. So I'm not originally from Philly. I'm actually originally from New York. And when I came here, there was it's still a big debate on like where to go to get the best cheesesteaks. Mm-hmm. So I want to know from you, where do you feel like the best Philly cheesesteak is in Philly?
Go on, Deb, you go first.
This is a serious conversation. I mean, I'm a Philly native. So I'm gonna tell you, this is fight talk right now. And I fully understand, Tiffany, that you set me up. When I saw this question, I was like, Philly folks, this is a really serious conversation. So my answers, and you can tell you're from Philly when you answer this way. I'm from West Philly, period. And I'm saying this because what part of the city you're from usually dictates your go-tos. So I got two. One of them represents West Philly because Jim Steaks. I know there's one in South Philly, but the original Jim Steaks was in West Philly, right around the corner from my house. Amazing. And then two more. Ish Kabibbles on South Street, period. And Max's, of course. You know, Max's, you can't go wrong. I already know what Faye's gonna say, but her answer is gonna be really interesting.
Well, as you can tell, I'm from Philadelphia. Nah, I'm not from Philly, and I'm also a vegetarian, which I think strikes me out of this conversation. But I will tell you this. Some of my friends from England came over, and I think the one thing that people know about Philly is cheesesteaks. So we went to John's Roast Pork because apparently among the locals, that's where you go. Mm-hmm. And my friend liked it so much that she went and got a taxi, got a whole another sandwich, hid it in her suitcase and smuggled it back to England because she did not want to be without it. And every time I come home, she asked me to smuggle in a John's Roast Pork sandwich. Now, I think that's highly illegal, and I think customs can get you. But that's the insider tip that I've got. So there you go. Someone else, Vincent agrees with me. No, that's right.
No, yeah, those. I mean, like, and this is no shade, Faye, but that's definitely where the tourists go.
No, I thought
No, it's good. It is good, but I'm just saying that's the first spot tourists hit up, and it's worth it. It's super good. However,
I've got a little bit of working on the accent and getting down.
No shade. Like when I'm in Reading Terminal, I get me one of those roast pork sandwiches too. But it's definitely where lots of folks first go.
Yeah, like when I first moved here, everyone told like me and my mother to go like to John's, and we were like, okay, like this is cute and stuff. I think being here, I think my favorite would just have to be like just the regular bodegas that are around, like the regular poppy stores. So those are like my favorites. I do like Ishkabibbles. The only thing is Ishkabibbles is way too busy for me, and I get so much like anxiety. So. But I do agree. So now moving on from all the food, I don't want to make our viewers hungry. I know how that is. So earlier you both went ahead and explained that you work with the Diversity Fellowship Program at CCP. Could you tell us more about that program? And since we're all about LGBT on this show, we wanted to know, how does this program make a difference for other LGBTQ students on campus?
I think Faye probably wants me to go first with this. So like I said before, I'm the coordinator of like the Diversity Fellowship Program. And our mission is pretty straightforward. It's what I said earlier, right? We're trying to diversify our faculty populations at CCP. One of my favorite things about working at CCP is our level of commitment to really trying to add more diversity to our faculty populations. I don't know if you know our student populations, but almost 50% of our students at the college are African American. Over 70% of our students at the college are minority students. So I'm not going to go into the numbers of our faculty, but what I will say is our numbers are not that at all. We have big disparities with it, but we're working on it. And I get to work with amazing faculty who are aspiring to be full-time at the college, who really, really want to be there. So it's just like a really rewarding job. And to answer your question, Tiffany, about LGBTQ folks and how this benefits those students is, I don't have to teach you about intersectionality at all, right? So I'm not going to go into, a mini lecture on intersectionality. But what I was going to say about that is like, I haven't looked at like the data recently, but our student populations are also intersectional. So having faculty, I don't ask our faculty who are in the Diversity Fellowship Program to self-disclose. So I don't know what their gender identities are. But what I do know is that they're probably intersectional like our students. And our LGBTQ students are also going to benefit from having a more diverse faculty, right? I work with students of color who are also LGBTQ. And, the great thing about intersectionality, or not so great thing, is our identities intersect all the time, which means the oppressions that a Black LGBTQ person is experiencing, a lot of them I'm also experiencing, especially depending on what their gender identities are. As a Black woman, we probably might be experiencing a bunch of different ones together. So this is going to benefit them as well because, we're focusing on all different types of diversity, but race is big right now. Like just in our country, we're seeing, and I don't want to go on a mini lecture, but we are seeing so much right now, the long lasting effects of the ways that racism is permeating every institution we engage in. So that's the fellowship program in a nutshell. And I'll let Faye talk about her participation in it.
Yeah, so I am a new department chair, which means I oversee the social science department, which includes anthropology, sociology, poli-sci, geography, earth science, fire science, criminal justice, and paralegal studies. Sorry if I've left anyone off there. I still love you. So I've got all these different disciplines and programs under my purview. So my department historically has not had very many full-time faculty of color. And when I became chair, in fact, there were no full-time faculty of color. And if you think about the kind of things we teach, especially as sociologists, we teach about inequality and racism, as does a lot of the disciplines in my department. This was of real concern to me because for all the reasons that Deb said, that this is something that how can we seriously talk about equity if we're not equitable in our department, if we don't have that representation? It's so very important that our students see people who look like them to teach them. So luckily enough, Deb was able to get me 2 wonderful diversity fellows. So they joined us last fall for the year and have become an integral part of our department. And I know you might have a follow-up question about that in a second, but that's been really good as a department chair to get that. And then also to have the backing of a fellowship program to help those faculty kind of negotiate, the position. Being an academic is actually kind of a bit tricky and has lots of pitfalls and hurdles. And so having that program envelope them and give them guidance and support and encouragement, I think is a really good way to diversify.
Just to piggyback a little bit off of what Faye said before we move on to like another question. All I did was focus on how the benefits of diversifying faculty for students. But she brought up something I also want to talk about, which is diverse perspectives, right? Like what like one of her fellows did this semester is create a course that has never existed within that discipline, right? For students who should be engaging in this kind of thing. When I was brought on at the college, I created the Black Studies program. At a college like ours, the fact that I was able to create curriculum that centers on Black voices that have never existed before is what we also get when we diversify our faculty. So I just wanted to talk. I was like, wait, we're just talking about in the classroom, but it's also about the ways that we design our curriculum, policies that we create, all the committees and labor that the small amount of faculty that look like me do, because there are not enough of us on campus, is really important.
Yeah, I think those are like really important. And I just want to say also, like, just on behalf of like me and like the rest of the community, thank you so much for doing all the work that you are doing at CCP. Coming from another college that is not CCP, I went to Cheney University, which is an HBCU. But on the diversity side, it was very difficult to manage. As an LGBTQ person, because like we were diverse in race, because like that's what we prided ourselves on, being like the first HBCU. But when it came down to like sexuality and identities and all those different things, diversity wasn't that. So it's really like fun to hear that you are creating spaces for like other students to create input to create curriculum, because that's something that I was trying to do with Cheney as well before I just like fed up and transferred. But I was like, it's definitely important to see that, other colleges are like really taking the step to recognize that their student population is changing over time, and it's not the same as it was when this college first opened up. So you have to update yourself and the curriculum with your students.
I can only imagine what Cheney was like when you were there. You look like you're younger than me, but I went to Westchester for undergrad, and you know how
I'm transferring too.
Okay, yeah, WCU. But you know how close Westchester is to Cheney, and we spent a lot of time there because our parties were trash and Cheney's weren't. So we went to the place that had the best parties, and HBCUs do have the best parties. But you're right. This is not this conversation, but I would love to talk about, because we're not naming it, but the reasons why places like Cheney probably are not inclusive for LGBTQ folks. So that's a whole other conversation. But
yeah.
A whole other one, but yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of diversity fellows, Faye mentioned it a little bit. I heard that there's a new race and justice course coming up that was created with the input of a current diversity fellow, Malika Rahman, that explores the intersectionality of race, ethnicity, crime, and the functioning of the criminal justice system. What excites you both about this course? I'm also excited just by reading the description.
Maybe we should rephrase that question as to what doesn't excite me about it. Everything is fantastic about this course. So I think the thing that really stands out to me, and also why the fellowship program is so very important, is that Malika brings in experience from law enforcement. She is a woman of color who served in law enforcement. So she has that very unique perspective of understanding perhaps both approaches. And her course design, I've worked for, this is really boring. So I've worked for a long time in curriculum and looked at lots of curriculum documents, and they're always really interesting to read. But this one just leapt out because it is so very timely. And if we think about our students' experiences on campus, the times that I've talked about law enforcement in my class, everyone has a story. Everyone has some sort of experience that they haven't found a place to voice. They haven't found an educational experience really that matches or gives them that voice to talk about that experience, and then contextualize it within the academic and the research-based data that's out there. So Malika has designed this fantastic course which creates a space for students from, if they're enrolled in criminal justice, it would be a required course, but any student across the whole campus can take this course. So if it's something that you're interested in, students, if you're watching, sign up for this course. It's going to be offered in the fall, and it is truly going to be a wonderful experience in terms of picking apart the system, which is just so inherently biased from every point, from the point at which that first person decides, I'm calling the cops on this person, and we know that that's a thing, to what the police decide to do when they get there, when they answer the call, if they arrest or if they just let somebody off, to the point of what they're charged with, and how we know that there are massive disparities in charging depending on whether you're Black, white, or other. And then if we think about plea deals and bargains, how we see differences then if we think about trials and think about juries and how juries are selected, the bias there, and then if we think about if they're found guilty or not, the sentences that are imposed, and then if we think about then the sentences when people come up for parole and what their parole details are, at every single dang point there's bias. And what this class does is look at the research to really try and get to know why this has happened, why the system seems so inherently biased towards people of color. Deb, do you have other things to add about this course? Because I'm really excited now. I could keep going.
I know. I mean, everything Faye said, and I come at this a little bit differently. Malika and I drafted this course together, and when we first started writing it, we didn't write it for like an hour. We had met on a weekday evening, and we talked for an hour about everything we wanted to include as Black women, as Philly natives, as people who live in Black communities in Philadelphia, whose family and friends live in Black communities in Philadelphia, as Black women whose hearts have been broken after the summer of George Floyd, after Breonna Taylor, after Ahmaud Arbery, even before those folks. This hits us different, and it's no shade to anyone else, but it hits Black people and Black communities just a lot differently. This topic is it was so important for me and Malika. We got emotional when we were talking about it. We got mad as we thought about how this course doesn't exist, right? Even though we teach at CCP and we know students want to engage this topic, and we poured all of that energy into this course. We poured our anger in the fact that this course didn't exist before this. That's in there in one of our units. We picked our assignments for the course. We thought about what our students, we thought a lot about how to create safe spaces for our students to engage in this topic. And we spent a lot of time just thinking about what kind of space do students need to have the conversations that they don't get to have in a lot of spaces. Rigorously honest conversations about their experiences outside of this classroom and with police, where there's no shame attached to it, but they don't have to play devil's advocate, where they don't have to answer devil's advocate questions about this, where they get to just name it. And I'm really excited about it because it does all those things. I got so excited about it that we're adding it to the Black Studies program as a requirement, as a required course. And that because students need to take this course, and I'm super excited about all the possibilities for it. I'm super excited that we are creating a space for students to finally have honest discussions and do research around the historical patterns. Because I can go on and on. As a Black Studies scholar, I have been on so many panels where I talk about, even though it's a contemporary conversation, if you look at the history of the police force in Black communities, this is going on since their inception. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited this course is also going to talk about that, about the historical patterns of the ways that police communities and law enforcement has oppressed Black communities since they've been in the United States.
Oh my gosh, yes, just hearing about it just makes me so excited. It's just really great to know that there is going to be movement coming forward, and it also just opens. I'm glad this is going to be open to everyone. I think one of the most annoyingest things about college and picking your curriculum is having all the prerequisites, or if you're not in that major, you're not allowed to take that class. So it's hard to kind of I guess you could say, like, be intersectional with your curriculum as well, and like kind of get bits and pieces of everything. Because that's how I was. Like, I didn't really want to have like a specific major. I just wanted to deal with like people. So I was like, I want to do anything that has to do with people. I also love interviews sometimes because I just love when people answer like the next question as like they're talking. So I'm so glad to hear that this is going to be part of the Black Studies curriculum. When I was looking at colleges and looking at CCP, the Black Studies curriculum is like kind of was like, ooh, like I was like, ooh, yes, I love this curriculum. Like,
oh, you don't know how much that just like you just made my day.
Yes, no, like I'm so like, because being like a Black trans woman and like also doing drag, like race and sexuality and gender is something that is constant in my life all the time. So it's very important that I educate myself on like all aspects of everything, so that way I can not only, you know, survive by myself, but also make sure that my other siblings have like the resources and all those other things to manage this crazy world and this pandemic. So yes, I'm really excited that you are doing this. So speaking of the Black Studies program and the Black Studies curriculum, Dr. Oates, Dr. Deb, you are the coordinator of this Black Studies program. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the courses, the majors, and certificates offered at CCP under this program?
Sure. So it's an associate's degree. It's not a certificate. We were very deliberate about making sure that it was an academic program. So students major in this, and they get full degrees in it, and it transfers over just the way any liberal arts degree would. So that's the way we sort of market to students who are just like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm like, if you would major in liberal arts, you could major in Black Studies, right? We have really created a program that that mirrors the liberal arts program, except all of our courses focus on Black identity, right? So we created a program that I'm super proud of. We have four Black Studies courses: Blaze 101 and Blaze 102, which is taught by one of my favorite people, Dr. Aaron Love, who's in
Aaron.
Yeah. He's a good friend of mine, and he's also a student favorite at the college for good reason. I've had a chance. I've never been in one of his classes, but I have been next to his class a lot. And let me tell you, I hate competing with him. Like, it'd be like, well, can we go to his class? I'm like, no, you're staying in here. I'm good too. I know he's amazing, but he teaches those. And then we have our Blaze 250 course, which is a special topics course. And that one differs from semester to semester. And I really love that course. I think you'll like this too, Tiffany, because I saw that you got excited when I said Beyonce. And our first 250 course was Beyonce and the Renaissance. And it was taught by one of my dear friends, Professor Tracy Lewis Jiggets. It was so popular amongst students. I got to see it. Of course, it was about intersectionality and feminism and Black feminism, of course, right? And all that good stuff and all that Beyonce represents. But it also gives us a chance to really teach these like pop culture topics and topics that, you know, we don't get to see at colleges like CCP or community colleges, period. We want to do a course on the ways that Black women are portrayed in the media one semester, right? And just look at all of the media portrayals from like back in the day to now. We have all these great ideas. And I have a Blaze advisory board, which is made up of 13 Black faculty, staff, and administrators across the college. And we just meet once a month and we just pour all of our ideas into this like running task list that we have. And it's freaking amazing. So that's our curriculum. I'm not just the coordinator. I was the lead writer of the course. Me and Professor Lucia Gabai-Kanga, who's my girl on many levels. I was just talking to her before this. We're good friends. And we also get to coordinate a program that we're super excited about at the college, and our students are super excited about. We were really nervous. We were a new program, but our numbers so far have been really great. Our first semester, our class is filled, which is, you know, not always the way it goes at CCP. And then during this pandemic, when we've had really low student enrollment, our Blaze course is filled. They filled in the summertime, even though CCP was having really low student enrollment. So much so that my department chair asked, could we add 2 more sections of Blaze 101 to the fall? We ran 3 sections that completely filled of Blaze 101 in the fall during a panty.
Let me just piggyback here and say that our enrollment has been terrible. So to get 2 extra sections of anything is nothing short of a miracle, and a real testament to the strength and the quality and the need, just the outright need of this program. So kudos to you.
Yeah, like we're really excited about what's to come, and just event planning and giving students just like the things that our group we just think of all things like we wish we had an undergrad, and then we created for our students. No lie, we created like a homecoming event that was like Beyonce-esque, right, from her Netflix homecoming last year for students, and they loved it. It was just like, these are the things we wish we had. I went to a predominantly white institution, so we had to fight for anything that focused on on topics that reflected my cultural identity. And we're just like, we are throwing at our students everything that's black, blackity black, black all day long, and we're super excited about it.
Yes. Oh, that makes me so happy. I think definitely like going through my experiences with college, I think that's one of the things that I like pride myself on. Like, I think that keeps me driving to do a lot of like my activism work is like what you just said about how what I didn't have growing up is like something that I wish that I can give to others. And like, if I have the opportunity to do that, like I want to jump on that and I want to do it to the best of my abilities. So I'm so glad that one, there's other people like me that do that. And two, I'm just so glad that y'all are actually doing it and like really just doing what y'all need to do to make sure that Black voices are heard and that people understand that, Black Lives Matter and like Black voices matter as well. So yes. So we are reaching near the end of our Q&A portion, but then we have a little silly game, which I'm really excited for. But really quickly, if anyone who is watching or may be watching later wants to find out more information about these courses and some of the programs at CCP, where could they find this information?
Okay, so you can email me and I'll put my email in the chat. Would that work? You can email me it's Allard or Fallard, which always sounds really rude if you ask me, fallard@ccp.edu. I'll put my email in there. We also, if you just do a Google search for CCP, thank you very much. Someone heard me from above there. You can also just go and Google CCP Social Science and you'll see our social science page with all our programs. But something tells me that you might be moving faster to Debonair's program. So Debonair, how can they get in contact with you?
The same way. My email address, which is super long, it's doatesprimus@ccp.edu. If no one puts it up, I'll write it in the chat because I'm so used to having to like write out my entire name and email address. But also Black Studies, there it is. Black Studies has a page. You should Google it on CCP. The Diversity Fellowship Program also has a page. I need to update, so forgive me, but it's there. So yeah, those are two. And I can also send you other faculty members who you should also email, like Dr. Love and Dr. Bayakanga, who are like doing amazing things with our
their classes. They're so good. Take Malika's class as well. If you're looking for an elective, that race, ethnicity, crime class is coming up in the fall. We'd love to have you there.
Yeah.
Yay! So now we're going to move on to a little game, which I'm really excited for. It's going to be Name That LGBTQ Icon, which is so fun. So we're going to show a picture of an LGBTQ icon, historical figure, or celebrity. And the first person to raise their hand, I will call on you, and you will get one guess. If you get that guess wrong, then the other player can steal it. And winner will get some Mark David LGBTQ Center swag.
Ooh.
So we love swag. I'm really obsessed with pins and bracelets. So yes.
All right, it's on Debonair.
Oh yeah, I'm bringing all this Virgo energy right now, so I'm just.
Oh, period.
Sit tight.
Awesome. Okay, so so first up we have.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, Deb.
Oh, sorry, Lena Waithe.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just say 20s is everything. If you don't watch it, you should watch it. BET needs to renew it. I don't know if it's renewed, but Lena Waithe is amazing. And her show 20s on BET is also amazing. Sorry, Faye.
It's okay. You beat me fair and square. Your hand was up before, like.
All right. So next up, we have okay, Faye. Oh, Faye was up there.
Oh,
I know. It's Lil Nas X. Is that
Yep.
but her name was not. But her hand was not up before mine, Tiffany. Though. I'm joking. Not really.
No, but we do love an Old Town Road. We do love this pink suit. Really an icon.
Yeah.
We love Lil Nas X.
He stole my look though. Look.
Oh, yeah. All right. Next up, we have. Okay, Deb. I saw Deb's hand.
Oh my God. The name. Orange is the New Black.
Mm-hmm.
No. Orange. Oh my God. Orange is the New Black. Both of them. Wait. Names. Stop it. Oh my God. What's happening? Oh my God.
Pick me.
No. I can have points for this. I can name like 3 different shows she's been on.
No.
This is crazy. Can I just I feel like I need more rules. There should be like other things that count instead of
right.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay, because I can get 2 for here. I can name both of them.
Cox. Her last name is Cox.
Laverne Cox.
Uh-huh.
And then on the left, that's Elliot Page.
Yes. I was just about to ask. I was say, are we naming both or just one? Because they both are iconic and both are people I looked up to, especially Laverne. Because like Laverne was like my first ever representation in media of like a trans woman of color. So it was really interesting like to see something that like, because usually when LGBTQ in like media portrays LGBTQ people, it's very like dramatized and very like over the top. So it was really nice to just see a nice, good one.
I love her. I love her. I should get half credit for that answer. I'm doing like what our students do. Are we doing half credit today? Are we doing?
We love a half credit. We'll curve it. We'll do a curve. Okay, next up we have. Okay, Deb.
No, see, I need half credit for like Pose. She's in Pose.
Mm-hmm.
I love her character. I don't know her name. Oh my God. I know MJ. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know her. I follow her on Instagram. Oh my God. I don't know her full name.
You're bad at Instagram.
What'd you say?
You're bad at Instagram.
Okay, Faye, do you know who this is?
No, because I'm bad at everything.
Oh, okay. So this is India Moore. They are literally my, like, when I watch Pose is literally who I want to be Angel. Like, I want to be Angel from the hair to everything. India Moore is someone who I aspire to be. They are just such a great activist for not only trans voices, but Black voices. So yes, truly an icon. Okay, do we have more? I think we do have more. Okay, next we have, or this might be it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay, Faye.
One is the person on the left, Marsha it's Marsha T. Is it Marsha Thompson, Marsha Thomas, Marsha someone? Involved in the Stone. I can't remember the name. Did I get half?
You got the first name right. Name right.
Marsha.
No, this is not right. I'm just saying. I'm saying some disparities. I said Laverne Cox's last name like 2 minutes before that.
Well, you said Marsha T. So Debonair, do you have?
No, but I just want to point out like a disparity. They like.
No.
Are you gonna be that student, Deb?
I am.
It is my show. I'll give you both half points for the first and last name.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
So yes, we have here Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, the 2 forefronts of the Stonewall riots, and Marsha P. Johnson was the first one to throw a brick. So yes, 2 absolute icons, Hall of Famers, pioneers. Alrighty, so do we have more? Maybe not.
Oh, that was for me. This is
okay.
This is my home country's absolute most beloved chat show host. This is Graham Norton.
Really?
Ooh, okay. So this one, I probably would have been like Deb. I probably could name stuff that Graham's in, but I would not know the name from the top of my head. So yeah.
Oh no.
I think I have an unfair advantage, so maybe you should only give me half a point for this, given that Graham Norton is a BBC staple. So I'm willing to take a half point for that.
Cool. Got you. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, y'all are at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna do Deb because Faye, you in the lead.
No, oh my God. I feel like we should be able to use like other things besides names. I'm so bad with names. I feel like I'm losing, but I know who this is. Pose again. I follow him on Instagram. Go ahead, Faye. I'm so bad with names.
It's Billy Porter.
Oh
yes, Billy Porter. Yeah,
this is not right.
Honestly, so iconic. This dress, this outfit.
Yeah,
it's so good. I don't know if this is gonna make you feel better. I'm also very bad with names. Like when I'm at shows, like I'll be like people come up to me and tell me their name. I'll be like, cool. Like I'm like, great.
I like celebrities. I like identify them with like whatever I know them for.
Right.
So like, I am the fan that if I ever went to LA, I would call them by their like character names. They would be like, you know what I mean? That person where I'd be like, oh my God, what do you? I love you. And they're like, that's not my name. I am that person.
I love it. Okay, so we have one more. So excited. Ta-da. Oh.
See again. Oh my goodness. Producer of Pose. She wrote Redefining Realness.
Mm-hmm.
She is married to one of the actors on Pose. I know these people. I follow them. I am like, I love her. Love her. She's from Hawaii. I read her book. This is crazy. It starts with an M. Does it start with an M? I want to cheat and go on Instagram and be like, I saw her face.
You get kicked out of class for that one.
No, you would love her face. She's an academic too.
Really? I love her.
I think she might.
I love her earrings. I want those earrings.
I want the earrings too. The earrings are my favorite.
Read some of her articles, like her academic ones. They're amazing. She's everything, and I'm blanking on her name, and I should get credit for this.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I just gave her whole bio, and I can't remember her name.
Yeah, no, literally the whole Wikipedia, the whole IMDb.
It's so crazy. I think it starts with an M.
Okay, so this is the one and only
Janet Mock.
Literally another icon, someone who I look up to. I just love them. I just love them all. These are all my favorite people, except for Graham. I don't know Billy Graham like that, but everyone else is my favorite. So, are we declaring a winner? Yes. So the winner is. I feel like we both. Yeah. No, literally. I definitely do feel like the whole bio deserves a point.
Yeah.
We love a good last minute point. So yeah, Faye, you answered the most. Debbie was right there. But Deb got you on the bios though. Like that will give you
real. I'm okay with splitting this title if you're okay with it. But I think we can share.
Don't give me anything. You want fair and square. But next time I want the rules changed and we can use like other indicators. Like
a tie.
I'm okay with the tie.
I'm cool with the tie too. You know, we had one bios and one name. It was very great teamwork.
Yeah, there you go.
So this was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you were able to take time out of your day to join little old me on LGBT with Tiffany. This concludes our show. I want to thank you once again, Dr. Faye Allard and Dr. Debonair Primus-Oates Prime. And yes, join us next month on Tuesday, March 16th. Once again here, 3 p.m. on YouTube. And make sure you follow CCP LGBTQ on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and use the links in our bio to join the LGBTQ student mail list. And we all hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Tiffany Uma Mascara. Thank you.
Bye.